Forget what you heard. Yeah, boy!
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forget What You Heard. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Luke.
And we're back and we're better than ever, baby. And this time we come with a whole new NFL division. The wild AFC West, baby. We ain't cutting corners. We ain't holding back. This is AFC West unloaded. You ready, boy?
The wild, wild West, man. Don't be scared. Make sure you bring that little 44 Magnum with you. Keep it on your belt, on your side.
Stay strapped.
It's going to be a little carousel. It's going to be one of those one-on-one. Whoever gets the gun out first is going to be the victorious winner of this division.
Quick draw McGraw.
That's what we call them. So, the Chiefs have kind of ran this division the last few years, but, let's expect something else, man. Teams are building up. Teams are ready to go head-to-head with each other.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of factors that are playing into this. I don't think it's just the Chiefs have a clenched fist on this division anymore. We got some up-and-comers. We got John Gruden, and we got Drew Lock, man. We got a lot of wild cards out there. So don't think the Chiefs are safe up there. But we'll let you know how the standings finish.
Yes, sir, man. Let's preview it.
Dun 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 dun. And the first team we're gonna preview tonight is the one, the only, Denver Broncos, three-time Super Bowl champions, juggernauts of the NFL, in the Mile High City, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And as a caveat, this is my favorite team. No bias, man. I'm putting on this neutral hat tonight.
Put all the chips in, man.
Hey, man, come on. Let me be neutral today, man. I'm going to try to cover up my biases a little bit.
We'll see.
I can't promise anything, though, man. Let's run it down, man. Let's do the rundown of this roster real quick. We got at the QB position, as of right now, Drew Lock, and we got Teddy Bridgewater competing at a high level. Running back, we have Melvin Gordon, solid vet, and Javonte Williams, the beautiful rookie stallion. Wide receiver, Cortland Sutton, Jared Jeudy, Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, Seth Williams. Shall I continue? That's it for now. Tight end, Noah Fant, Albert because I can't pronounce his last name. And we got, the offensive line. It's improving. It's a average offensive line, but I like the direction we're moving in. We got some slobber knockers starting and some that can provide depth for us. As for the defense, wow, juicy. As we know the usual suspects here: Bradley Chubb, Von Miller. We got Shelby Harris, and our secondary is just loaded, man. Kyle Fuller, Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons, Ronald Darby, Bryce Callahan. And let us not forget the rookie, first-round pick, Patrick Surtain II. Yes, man. What a very, very solid group of guys, wouldn't you say, Luke?
Yeah, man, they built up a very strong, sturdy roster, man. It's good. They got good talent almost all the way around, every position. They did a really good job in the draft. Even the last few drafts, they've been nailing it, bringing in talent. This offseason, they made it a priority to get that secondary built up. Fuller, Darby were free agents they brought in. And it's just the way they're doing it is ideal. The weapons are there, offensively and defensively. The big issue for me, though, is their offensive line good enough? Because I'm one of those guys that likes to build might team up from the offensive line first and then start to get your weapons. But I think their O-line's decent, but overall their talent is just superior. So,
can I say something about their O-line?
Yeah.
Can we talk about Garrett Bowles?
Okay, yeah.
The 7th rated offensive tackle last year.
Okay.
Make or break year for him, and he put it out all on the line, and he showed out, man. And that's a good sign if he can keep, playing like the slobber knocker we know he can be, and not making dumb penalties at the worst time. We got ourselves a solid offensive lineman there to build off that. We've drafted really well in terms of offensive line, I think, as of late. We brought in Dalton Risner, and then we brought in Quinn. What is his last name?
Quinn Miners.
Miners.
I'm not going to lie. He's one of my favorite picks in the entire draft. I think it was a great pick for Denver. He's a good guy. I think he's from Whiteside, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Whitewater.
Yeah, one of those weird ones. But he's a good player. He kind of beefs up this offensive line, gives them that added depth. But, with guards, with Dalton Risner and Graham Glasgow, those are some solid guys. They really will hit you, and they're not scared to hit you.
What's different about Quinn Miners for you? Is it because he shows his belly?
Yeah, that's a big reason, man, because we can relate. We both got some pretty decent-sized bellies. We're not afraid to show it. But he's just he's fun. Like, he plays the game like he enjoys it. He's fun to watch. Watching his highlights, it just seemed like he gets the game, he understands it, but he likes to have fun. Like, that's a big deal. You enjoying what you do, and he just loves hitting people. He loves blocking, and he's going to be real good, especially, right now, maybe his rookie year, he'll be a backup, but he's a great backup to have. And then maybe moving forward, he's possibly their future center.
Yes, indeed. I agree with all that. I just had a thought. I think all offensive linemen should have to wear their jersey above their belly.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So we can see the way that the belly ripples when they go into a block. So we know how much force is being exerted. We see the shifting of the jelly rolls. We see the magnificence of the belly in motion.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sick. You kind
of get slow motion replays of that belly flop.
Yeah, and people get graded on how big their belly is and how much it ripples.
You seen that belly on that kid, man? That guy's going to be a star.
Yeah, that guy's got an A+ grade of a belly, man, I'll tell you.
That was just a random thought I had. I wanted to run it by you real quick.
For sure, I like it. What else do we have here? We have...
there's a lot. We have a lot to get into in this one. A lot to unpack, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. We mentioned the O-line, but the biggest problem for me is we're going to really touch base on it here.
Here we go again.
Drew Lock, Teddy Bridgewater, they brought him in for a 6th-round pick. They're going to compete, to be the starting quarterback here. But hear me out here. John Elway and co. passed on Justin Fields and Mac Jones, correct or incorrect?
You are correct, sir. So
to me, they're doing everything they can to make a deal for Aaron Rodgers. Could be imminent. June 1st is coming. As soon as June 1st comes, it would only cost Green Bay $21 million instead of $38 million if he's traded or released. So, we know he's not going to be released. But once June 1st hits, a lot of rumors, possibly could get moved. And Denver's going to be buyers. I know they traded for Teddy B as insurance. Maybe if we don't, we have a guy here. The only problem, I think, kind of in the way of this happening is the Packers. They're a very stubborn organization, very hard to get, very hard-skulled, thick-skulled. They have their way, and it's hard for them to budge. And so it kind of depends on what the Packers organization ultimately wants to do.
Can I make a counter-argument?
Yeah.
Like what you said about John Elway and co.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they didn't draft a quarterback because they believe in Drew Lock and Teddy. Or Teddy.
Yeah, you could be right. It's just, it makes me think, that they could be, really after Aaron Rodgers.
I can see both sides, really, but...
Yeah, me too. Like, if they do believe in Drew Lock and his ability to progress and develop, it would just seem kind of strange. If you have the opportunity to get Aaron Rodgers with Drew Lock and Teddy, you got to go get Rodgers.
I'm hearing some reports out of the Broncos camp that the QB situation is getting very heated and very competitive and very weird. They're practicing together. They're taking the same car to practice. They're sleeping in the same bed. They're taking showers in the same shower. They use the restroom at the same exact time. It's getting ultra competitive. They see who pees longer. They see who can take the shower with the hottest water, the coldest water. It's getting out of hand, but that, as a fan, this is what I needed to hear. I want to see competition on the field, off the field. You know, who can eat the most, whose farts stink worse, all the above. I want to see this. This is the competitive nature you need in this league to succeed.
Absolutely, man. You said it. You love to see that competition. You love to see them bring that energy, that fire. You know, who wants it more, man?
Yeah.
We're going to give it to the guy.
Yeah.
We're going to give it to the guy who's, you know, dropping the most in the toilet. We're going to give it to the guy who, you know, isn't scared to just touch it around. So,
yeah.
But going off of that, with the competitions on this team, you know, they have a lot of talent at receiver, a lot of talent in that secondary. They picked a cornerback with their 9th overall pick. He's in for a hefty competition. You know, Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby, Bryce Callahan. Where do they find a spot for Patrick Surtain, their first-round pick, a guy on most teams would be starting right away? You know, where do they find a spot for him? Do you think he's coming in here having to earn a role, or do you think he's going to step in to that starting spot right away?
No, he's definitely going to have to earn a role, especially with, you know, it's loaded, man. It's a loaded position. But this is for real. I heard this from reports that basically Kyle Fuller is a lock. They really like Bryce Callahan. And basically it's Surtain and Darby battling for a position. And Darby, you know, he's got a lot. I mean, they have a lot invested in him, 3 years, $30 million. But at the end of the day, the best player is going to play. But think about it, man. If you have Ronald Darby coming off the bench or Surtain coming off, the depth of that is freaky. And so really it's a win-win situation for the Broncos. So it's like a good problem to have, a good competition to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. You can't go wrong with depth. You know, one of these guys might get hurt. Fuller might go down. You know, Surtain steps in. I think the only guy that's safe is Bryce Callahan. You know, he's already in the slot. That's his spot. And he's going to excel really good. That's what he's known for. That's his bread and butter. It's just going to be interesting. You know, a guy from Alabama, you know, showed extreme athleticism, very sound technique, and he has some experience against some of the best in the SEC. So I would not be shocked to see him starting right away, you know, right out the gate with Darby kind of being their depth piece.
You wanna talk about the running back situation a bit?
Yeah, let's get into that a little bit. What do you have going on around there?
Well, it's interesting for me. Melvin had a solid year, almost 1,000 yards. He had a little, he has injury history. He has a fumbling problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and the Broncos moved up 5 spots to take Javonte Williams, so that's, a big investment. Melvin's been around the block. I think he's got a short leash. And if the fumbling problems keep recurring and he keeps getting injured, or because he's a solid back when he plays, let's not beat around the bush. But with the fumbling problems, I think they could resort to going with that high-powered, high-caliber, young rookie in Javonte Williams, who's got not a lot of tread on the tires, man. He hasn't played a lot of football. He's 21 years old. He's got a lot in the tank. And to be honest, I want to see it, man. I want to see the new face of the franchise backfield. I'm into that. I'm 110% behind that. But I don't just want to, shoo Melvin away, because I think, the combination of both of them could be fine as well. But, one day I want to see Javonte just, take a hold of those carries, man. Just see what he's got.
You know, outside the quarterback position, I think the X factor for this team is Javonte Williams.
Yeah, for sure.
The reason I say that is Melvin Gordon's a good back. Like, we understand that. He was great in college. He was great in the Chargers. But he's had wear and tear. You know, Wisconsin's not scared to let the guys go. He had a big, hefty workload with Los Angeles. And just bringing in a young back, very spry, kind of a younger Melvin Gordon, like, you know, 3-down workhorse, less mileage, just ready to go. He's young, motivated. Will not be surprised, you know, to see him push Melvin Gordon aside. Not early, not often, but at some point in the year. You know, we kind of see Melvin kind of wear down last year of his contract for this team. They're going to use him up, you know, just because he's going to be a free agent. You use him up, you know, get what you can out of Melvin. And then you have your franchise running back you took in the second round, you know, right behind him. So it's not like you kind of lose a lot. You know, people lose their starting running backs. Their offense kind of falls off. But no, I mean, like I said, man, Denver did a really good job drafting depth. And, you know, Javonte Williams could be a really good player. And I could see them really, you know, getting him involved and him becoming an X factor and just being a really solid option offensively for Denver.
Yeah, they've got a lot of, you know, exciting pieces on offense.
Yeah, man. We didn't touch on the receivers.
Yeah, man. We got Cortland coming back, man. We got Jerry Jeudy on a revenge season, man. He said it himself, man. He played like poop, and he's back, and he's working, man. He's working hard. They got KJ Hamler, the speed demon. They drafted Seth Williams. Tim Patrick had the best, you know, catch rate, I believe, of anyone with 70 catches, which is, you know, sure hand Patrick, man.
Yeah.
Along with the, you know, Noah Fant, up-and-comer, and Albert O, if he can stay healthy, man. That's a scary bunch, man. A scary bunch you got to always keep your eye on, man.
Yeah, their best position group on the team, probably outside of corner, is the receivers. KJ Hamler as a number 4 is just ridiculous. Love me some KJ Hamler. It's just fortunate enough that he's stuck in such a good receiving core. And Cortland Sutton will be back. Really, really good number 1. Kind of alpha dog. Hopefully he can step back and be healthy again. Jerry Jeudy, he's still got some stuff to prove to us. High draft pick, Alabama. Known for being really good out the slot. He struggled with catches, with drops last year. You know, that could be put on quarterback play or, you know, him really just kind of struggling a little bit, which is fine. I mean, he's got a high pedigree, a lot of draft pedigree on his name, so he's a good player. It's just he's got to put it together. And then Noah Fant, stud, one of the best tight ends with his yards after the catch. He's very deadly up the seam. Just the weapons here are unreal. It's pretty crazy. It would be a shame if they had spotty play under center because the weapons they have here are just up there with the best in the NFL.
Was that a shot at Drew Lock and Teddy?
More of a shot at Drew Lock because they should be much better. This is a playoff team, 100%. And they fall short every year. And, I mean, what did Drew Lock have? 20 touchdowns, 18 picks?
Yeah, but he showed promise.
I don't know. I mean, how much longer can you give this guy a leash?
It's his third year, dude.
You have all these weapons.
They gave Josh Allen a third year because he was drafted in the first round, but you can't give Drew Lock 3 seasons?
You can't endure another year with this roster not being able to reach their potential because of their quarterback play. That's inexcusable.
Stock is up on Drew Lock.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to say he's good or bad, but he hasn't shown much. But, you know, never know. Maybe this is the year he steps up.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
I want to ask someone that's not biased.
Let me hear it.
Do the Broncos have the best secondary in the NFL on paper?
Maybe. I'm trying to think of some other teams. Maybe New York Giants.
I'm going to take that as a yes. You've never thought this long, so obviously it's a tough question.
I can't think of a team right now.
So I'm going to guesstimate you're thinking yes.
I mean, if they're not one, they're definitely up there, yeah.
Top 5?
Yeah. I'd agree with top 5, but to say number 1, I'd have to really look at.
On the defensive end, I'm not really worried about the line. Bradley Chubb, Shelby Harris. You mentioned Jermont Jones earlier.
Stud.
So Mike Purcell, they could have some guy waiting in the wings. The position I'm worried about is, like the inside linebackers. Alexander Johnson had a good year. I just don't, I'm not fully invested in Josie Jewell. But my X factor for this linebacker core is the rookie they drafted in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Baron Browning out of Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
He graded crazy in terms of athleticism. Physically, he's an animal.
Yeah, I remember seeing him.
He's a specimen.
Yeah.
However, the mental side of the game, his reading of the game hasn't progressed very much. But I think with a defensive-minded coach like Vic Fangio, I think he can learn the ropes, and he's got good people around him, and I think he could become like one of them freak boys.
Yeah, I like it because the 2 guys you mentioned, Alexander Johnson and Josie Jewell, are guys that lack athleticism. They're both guys who are very smart in the head, very good at the game, but they don't have that super fast, super strong, super quick, that this Browning guy can bring. They have everything else, but they have trouble getting out to the sideline. But with Browning, he'll be right there, man. So I do like it. Maybe he does lack upstairs, but this linebacking group is lacking athleticism. So I like the fit. It's a good pick. But I also want to mention, I think the reason they bolstered up that secondary is because, people will probably be shocked by these stats, but last year, the front 7, the outside rushers, ranked 3rd in hurries, QB hurries, 6th in QB pressures, and 9th in sacks. And that was without Von Miller. So he'll be back after the injury in 2020. And it's going to be a scary group up front. Like, they're going to get back to their ways. Those stats are crazy without Von Miller. So bring back Von Miller, stay solid, and then add the secondary. It's going to be a very, very scary D. It's just, we'll have to see. Put it together.
Yes, indeed. I did not know those stats, but that makes me feel reassured. And with Vic Fangio, last year they had injuries. They played with a wide receiver at quarterback. But I'm going to tell you something. Vic Fangio got those boys ready to play week in and week out. They fought to the last minute. They played, every down hard. They played smarter. And that's a testament to good coaching. That's why I like Vic Fangio, Fanny Pack Fangy.
Yeah, Fanny Pack Fan, man. He's good. I'll give him credit. He's a good coach.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty, man. What do you got? You got a bold prediction, or you want to do records first?
Let's do bold prediction, because I think my record will doctor that.
All right, what's your bold prediction for the Denver Broncos?
My bold prediction is Aaron Rodgers does get traded after June 1st, sometime within the next few weeks. As soon as Aaron Rodgers becomes a Bronco, this becomes the best team in the NFL. This is better than the Chiefs, better than Tampa, better than any team out there with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. So they make it to the playoffs. With the Chiefs and the Broncos in the same division, one team has to make the wild card game. So my prediction is they'll face the Chiefs in the wild card game, beat the Chiefs, and then Denver is going to face Aaron Rodgers' former team, Green Bay, in the Super Bowl. Is that bold enough or what?
That's out of this world bold, man.
Yeah. What's your bold, man? I don't know how to react to my bold prediction. It's a little too wild, but
yeah, I'm a little shocked right now. But I like it. I like if we do get Aaron Rodgers, I'm gonna start running around naked.
Yeah, that's huge for Broncos fans. That'd be insane. Can't even imagine.
My bold prediction is that the Broncos have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense and win the Super Bowl with Drew Lock at the helm.
Top 5 both ways, huh?
Yeah, I'm baking the cake and I'm eating it too, boy.
Yeah, you're baking and throwing some of that lemon sauce on top.
I don't know, that lemon cake you cooked is pretty good.
Hey, don't sleep on lemon cake, man. That stuff is
lemon meringue.
real good, man. Delicioso.
Is that bold enough for you, buddy boy?
Yeah, that works for me. I think it's bold. I mean, defensively, no, it's not. But top 5 offense with Drew Lock, a little bold, but it's possible. I'm saying, man, these bold predictions are not what we are predicting. They're just a little small percent chance that it can happen.
Mine is me living in a fantasy world and being a Broncos fan. But let me just tell you, buy stock in Drew Lock.
I'm going to tell you, buy stock in Teddy B under the bridge in the water.
Oh, wow. So you got Teddy B winning the QB competition?
I hope he does. I think he gives him a better chance. He doesn't have the potential, but if he wins, I think it gives him a better chance.
Never trusted a guy that wore gloves to throw a ball.
Hey, but he gets the balls to the receiver. He might not have the biggest arm, but we saw what he did in Carolina.
He had pretty good stats in Carolina.
Wasn't bad. He was good with the Saints and the Vikings, man. People underestimate little Teddy. And he's better than Drew Lock. Don't be shocked when he wins, man.
All right, we got anything else on the Broncos?
Yeah, let's do the records real quick.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Where do you have them finishing?
Despite my bold prediction, I have them going 9-8. A winning record, solid record.
Above 500, man. Take it.
Yeah, man, I got them 9-8, man.
I have them, despite my record as well, going 9-8.
What if they have Aaron Rodgers?
17-0.
What?
Nah, they'll go like 15-2.
All right. It's a big discrepancy, but I mean, you're probably
You
on the
think
right track.
the difference between Drew Lock and Aaron Rodgers isn't 6 games?
I'm
It's
thinking
gotta
like
be.
3 or 4.
No. No.
You act like Drew Lock's a ball boy and they just picked him out of the crowd.
Drew Lock is like a flock of birds going away from where he needs to be going.
I'll let that analogy slide.
That was good, wasn't it?
I don't quite understand, but I'm sure you could explain it to me, but we don't have time for that.
No, we got to move on, man. Where we at?
Yo, are we going with the KC Chiefs?
Uh-oh. Whoa.
Hey, man, cut it out. Cut it out. We got the KC Chiefs on deck, baby.
Yes.
They were in the Super Bowl last year. You know, everyone's, still on their little bandwagon, man, but I'm jumping. But let's get into the nitty-gritty of this depth chart, man. The almighty Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They got a little Darrell Williams in there. Wide receiver Tyreek Hill, the cheetah.
Jerick McKinnon.
Jerick McKinnon somehow got on the squad. Wide receiver Tyreek Hill. McCole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, Byron Pringle, Cornell Powell. Tight end, Travis Kelce, Blake Bell, Noah Gray, rookie. They got a very solid offensive line. They traded for Orlando Brown Jr. They got Joe Tooney. They got Laurent Duvernay Tardif, who sat out last year saving people's lives. Shout out to you, man.
Thank you.
Some things are bigger than football. And you did it, brother. Another right tackle, they got Mike Remmers. On defense, they got Chris Jones, Jaron Reed, Frank Clark on that line, boy. They got a nice, solid rookie draft pick from Missouri, Nick Bolton. Anthony Hitchens, Wiley Vett. They got Tyrann Mathieu, the honey badger, running around sniffing out that ball. If there's a ball, he's going to find it. They got Charvarius Ward, Mike Hughes. It's a very similar group, but they added some key pieces. Luke,
Absolutely.
Luke, are they bound for the Super Bowl again with this squad?
Yeah, realistically, absolutely. Last year we saw in the Super Bowl, their offensive line just collapsed against Tampa Bay. I mean, it was a clear-cut issue. But the front office explored it. They took advantage of free agency in the draft and went out and got some studs. Joe Tooney, free agency. Austin Blythe, he's no joke neither. Orlando Brown, they traded for Creed Humphrey. And they brought Kyle Long out of retirement. They're not scared. They're ready to run it again. Very dangerous team. They're going to be ready to rock, and they're going to be ready to roll, and they're going to be ready to smolder the AFC again.
Great words, great words. Yeah, I mean, I have a question for you, man.
Okay.
Do you put Patrick Mahomes in any situation and that team's a winning team?
For any team?
Yeah, in the NFL.
So if we put him on...
Let's put him on Detroit. Yeah.
Winning team is in...
They're above 500.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy, man. That's what I'm saying. Patrick Mahomes equals winning.
Yeah, I agree. They did lose Sammy Watkins. Did they lose anyone else out there, or is it just...
I mean, like Le'Veon, but no one that really matters.
Yeah, so they're going to need someone to step up and someone to step up big. Is it Mecole? Does Tyreek Hill take another step? Does Travis Kelce take another step? Is it DeMarcus Robinson? Is it rookie boy Cornell Powell? Is it Byron Pringle? Who's stepping up around here, man? What do you think?
Well, my thing is there will be stepping up. However, I'll mention that at a later date. I want to talk about the big three. Can you name them?
Offensively?
Yeah.
Kelce, Hill, Mahomes.
Ooh, that was quick draw McGraw. Yeah, and you're correct. And I think that is the recipe for success. However, if you sprinkle a little Clyde on there, you got yourself a nice smelling soup. Mama's home cooking, boy.
Yeah, I like Clyde, man. I think he's bound for a really good year, breakout year, man.
Yeah, with that newly refined offensive line, he should be a little bell cow out there. I wrote down an equation for the Chiefs to get back to the Super Bowl. Very simple. Decent defense plus good O-line plus big three equals back. Running it back. Is that simple?
Pat back.
Does that make sense? Or
decent line, decent corner, decent defense, good O-line, big three?
Yeah.
Yeah? I think that's a recipe for success, man.
Divided by Andy Reid.
I knew it. I called it.
Because sometimes he does make mistakes in terms of end-of-game situations, but...
Oh, I was saying Andy Reid because of his eating habits.
He's lost 13.
There you go. Recipe for success.
Yeah. I hope he never loses weight because the only way I'll recognize him is when he's got that Hawaiian shirt, mustache, glasses, and the hefty belly sticking out.
Absolutely. But I do want to mention this one young man who I expect to take a big step. You think you're not probably going to want me to bring him up, but I'm going to.
Don't say it.
Mecole Hardman.
Hey, yeah.
Year 3 is a perfect time for this man to break out. Since he entered the league in 2019, he ranks second in the NFL in yards after catch per reception, and he's first among all pass catchers and highest passer rating when targeted. This is wheels up for Patrick Mahomes and Mecole Hardman. Mahomes is a wheeler and a dealer. He's a gunslinger. They don't necessarily need a great defense in order to thrive. They just need to hold up, you know. But with Mecole Hardman, I expect him to be a good player. You know, Mahomes has a great arm for Mecole. Get him down line.
Dog will hunt. I actually thought
Dog will hunt, dog.
I actually thought of a nickname for Tyreek Hill and Mecole Hardman.
Okay.
You know how Steph and Clay are the Splash Bros?
Yeah.
Mecole and Tyreek are the Flash Bros.
Flash Bros?
Because they're fast.
Or they can't keep their junt in their pants.
Yeah, whatever way you want to look at it. But so they're going to be the Flash Bros. If anyone takes that phrase, you owe me 13 cents every time you say it. The Flash Brothers.
Yeah, question.
Sure.
What do you think about this defense? You think they're good enough to, to be good?
I think they're a little better than decent, actually. I think their defensive line is strong. I think that Nick Bolton was a really good pick.
He's
a quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. They say he's very intelligent.
Let's not forget about Willie Gay either.
Yeah, Willie Gay.
Early draft pick in 2020. He might be making plays, man.
Hey, it's Willie Gay.
Hey, it's Willie Gay, and I am gay.
You're happy?
Colors.
Thank you.
But the secondary.
Yeah, no, the secondary.
Jarius Sneed, Rashad Fenton, Travarius Ward. Come on, man. That's weak.
It's weak, but...
That's weak, man. Come on, man. You're playing the Broncos, the Chargers. There's deadly offenses, man. You got this stink floating out.
There's a creature in the back to protect these corners.
Tyrann Mathieu ain't no creature. I hope you're talking about Juan Thornhill.
The honey badger.
Man, come on, man.
He sniffs, he snarls, and he snaps.
They don't look as appealing to me as they do to you.
You know how they have ball hawks?
Yeah.
Tyrann Mathieu is a ball creature.
He's a ball jockstrap.
Whatever that means, you're going to have to explain it to me during our break.
No, he's a really good player. One of the best strong safeties. But,
yeah, so...
not very many playmakers out there. They're going to be in some high-scoring games again.
You love to see it.
Fantasy-wise, you got to get them Chiefs on them.
Yeah, man, they got a lot of weapons.
Yeah, for sure, man. And 14-2 last year. They weren't scared of nobody. What do you have them going in 2021?
I got them going 13-4.
As do I.
Oh.
We've been agreeing too much on these records, dog.
Are we brothers?
We might be sisters in the long run.
Yeah, jury's still out on you, brother.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I saw you wearing a dress.
Yeah, I got dreads.
So 13-4. We're pretty much on the same page on that.
What's your bold prediction, man? What do you have them flying out?
I have McCole Hardman steals the show, man. He's the number one. He has the most receiving yards. You know, the most touchdowns. The focus will be on Tyreek Hill, and that'll leave McCole to feast, just to feast. And Patrick Mahomes is going to find him early, often, and it's going to be a heck of a career year. Like, he's going to explode. And
that's bold, man.
Yeah, man.
I liked where you're going with the second part, but the first part is bold, but that's why we do it.
What's the first part?
That he's the number one and leads the receiving core in yards and touchdowns?
Yes. Well, yeah.
Jeez and Rice, man.
Yeah, man.
He's an X factor for me on this Chiefs team, but
I woke up this morning and I said I want to be bold, and I was.
Oh,
no apologies, man.
Get them bold Chex Mix out.
Yeah, I like a little Chex Mix.
All right.
What's your bold?
Patrick Mahomes. We'll go back to him. He comes in 2021 season flinging it. Defense can't stop no one. Patrick Mahomes breaks Peyton Manning's passing record of 5,477 yards. Patrick Mahomes throws for over 5,500 yards. And then going off of that, since there's all these yards, who's going to have all these yards? Tyreek Hill is going to be the first person in NFL history with 2,000 receiving yards. I'll even give you a defensive bold prediction. Frank Clark, double-digit sacks.
Pump the brakes, dude. Get off his jaunt.
Yeah, we're jaunting up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're arrowheading into the crazy, historic season.
That is incredible hype, but I will say that it's definitely plausible.
Yeah, like I said, the secondaries are weak. High-scoring games mean high-scoring points along with yards. So that's where I'm at with that. Bold, yeah.
Respect, dude.
Respecting.
What's next?
That scared me a little.
Sorry, but I get into it, man.
Yeah, drop something in there.
Shout out Chris Berman, man.
Yeah, for real.
Is he still alive?
I hope, man.
Me too. I think they should bring him back to do the whoop, whoop.
I'm going to shed a tear.
Fumbling, bumbling, poopling.
Yeah, legend, go.
Yeah, let's get into the Las Vegas boys. Las Vegas Raiders, man. Seems like a forgotten team to me.
Yeah, not the same since they left Oakland.
Yeah, they pushed them to the middle of, Sin City.
That's all I'm saying, not the same.
All right, let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. There's dog on it.
Quarterback, Derek Carr, not to be confused with David Carr. Marcus Mariota. Running back, Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Jalen Richard. Wide receiver, Henry Ruggs III, Brian Edwards, John Brown, Zay Jones, Hunter Renfrow, Willie Schneed. Tight end, Darren Waller, Foster Moreau. And they got they're bringing back some people on the O-line. Colton Miller, solid. Drafted Alex Leatherwood. You can't forget the legend, Richie Incognito.
For sure.
On the defensive end,
former Alcatraz inmate.
What?
Former Alcatraz inmate, Richie Incognito.
Oh, man, I believe it in a past life. What is his first name? Farrell? Clellan Farrell, who was a former fourth pick in the whole draft, first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
They got Yannick Njoku, Jonathan Hankins, Corey Littleton, linebacker core, Jonathan Abrams, Casey Hayward Jr., cornerback, good little Partaloo, strong safety, Jonathan Abram, free safety, rookie out of TCU, Trevon Moehrig. They're working it, man. John Gruden's up to something. They got something brewing up in Vegas. What do you think?
I disagree 100%. I think they're trying to redo it, reboot it. It's just hard to be upbeat about the Raiders. It's hard to endorse a product that pales in comparison to these other AFC West products. Just John Gruden and Mike Mayock's way of doing things is troubling for this Raiders organization. They had a solid offensive line. They dismantled it. I'm not sure why. Kept the oldest one in Richie Incognito, but you got rid of Gabe Jackson and Trent Brown, two of the best at their position, real good. It's just sad to see what they do. They spent $11 million on a backup running back when you already have Josh Jacobs. Workhorse running back, you spent a first-round pick, and you're scared of him. And to be a GM, a coach, player you drafted in the first round, you're scared of him, is just a bad idea. But, I'll give them credit. The last 5 drafts, they've drafted strictly defenders, except for this one. Of course, they reached for a right tackle who was supposed to go in the second round. They brought in Yannick Ngakoue in a 2-year deal. John Gruden's finally looking for that edge rusher he's been searching for a few years. And I think Yannick Ngakoue's the X factor here. This is a team that's not really known for bringing a lot of pressure. But if he's able to get to the quarterback, cause some disruption, defensively this team could be better than it was previously.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I have the same thoughts in terms of defense. They got some players out there. As for the Kenyon Drake signing,
golly.
Well, let's think about it, man. Maybe he needs a little rest every now and again.
Who?
Josh Jacobs.
Oh, gosh.
He seems to get a little nicked up. Maybe this gives him a little...
You have Jalen Richard.
Keeps him a little fresher. Kenyon isn't going to take his job because Kenyon's very average. They're both Alabama freaks, so they have that connection.
I literally only like 3 guys on this entire team. It's sad.
Who are the 3?
Darren Waller. Actually, a little more than 3, but I'm going to name them. Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Brian Edwards, Trevon Moehrig, maybe Jonathan Abram, maybe not. But those are about it. That's about it.
Can we agree that Derek Carr is just David Carr with eyeliner?
I agree. Yeah, David Carr with Panic to the Disco in his head.
That was good. I like that. Yeah, Derek Carr is he's an interesting QB to kind of analyze. That one year he was like an MVP candidate, but I think we can now draw the conclusion that he's average.
For sure.
Decent.
Don't be shocked if Mariota plays, man.
I want that, man.
Me too.
I want to see him in the black and silver and the black hole playing that game.
Mariota was supposed to be so good out of Oregon. Like, his profile was like one of the best. He could still be good. That's why I think they might as well play him. Derek Carr stank.
I think this wide receiver core is interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
I think John Brown just literally fills in for Nelson perfectly.
Yeah.
Same role.
Yeah.
Run a straight line.
The thing I want to see is John Brown on the outside, Edwards at the X receiver, Henry Ruggs in the slot. That's the recipe to win. But no, they love Hunter Renfrow. No, they love whatever the other guy is.
Do you think Henry Ruggs will make a jump?
If they put him in the slot, he will. But if he's on the outside, he won't. He's going to be the same guy. But if he plays in the slot, yeah, I expect a much better year. He should be in the slot. And Edwards should be playing. That dude's good. He's got a whole bunch of potential.
He was like a dark horse candidate for me last year.
Yeah.
But it just went downhill from the
Gruden.
very beginning. I think he got hurt.
Gruden, man. They actually drafted a good player, and they don't play him. It just frustrating, man. I don't like the Raiders no more.
I mean, Darren Waller, we all know.
Love him. They're going to start
be the best tight end in the NFL.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think teams are going to start doubling Darren Waller?
I don't know if he has that respect, but they very well could.
Do you think if they start doubling Darren Waller, this team is going to fall apart just because of their lack of collection of receivers?
I don't think it'll fall apart.
You think they'll be fine?
I think, dude, Henry Ruggs or Brian Edwards is going to step up. I mean, they're too talented not to. It's just going to be...
You would think, man, but they give Waller like 120 targets.
I know, but I don't think it'll just destroy him. He's got to find... Derek Carr's not dumb.
He ain't good neither.
He's not good. Yes, he's decent. He's average.
I think he's bottom 10.
Bottom 10?
Yeah, maybe bottom 5.
I think he's middle of the pack. I think he's better than Ryan Tannehill.
No.
I think if you switch teams, the Titans are a lot better.
Golly, there's no way.
Yeah.
It's not even like a comparison.
Tannehill's never been in the MVP race.
Yeah, Derek Carr was for like 5 weeks. Congrats.
He was going off.
Yeah, what happened? Why isn't he
You'd
MVP
rather have
no more?
Tannehill than Derek Carr?
Yes, that's not even a question.
Sheesh, dude, we need to take you to get a CAT scan.
Yeah, one guy is the quarterback. The other guy, that we don't even know if he's the starter.
He is the starter.
Yeah, because John Gruden's dumb. But everyone's always saying, this Derek Carr should be not starting. No one says it about Tannehill. Dude's a dog.
I've got some interesting thoughts on the defensive line.
Let's hear it, man.
Specifically Farrell. I think he starts to live up to his pick. He becomes a monster. Just a disruptor. A guy that's literally in the backfield every play. In the QB's face. Tackles for loss. Stripping the quarterback. I think he's going to start living up to it because everyone's like, he was the 4th pick overall, which is, that was a crazy draft pick at that point. But I think he starts to figure things out and he becomes a mammoth of a man.
I agree, actually. I think they've kind of been playing him in the wrong spot. Like outside linebacker, but he's more of like a 3-4 defensive end. And if they put him in that spot, he's going to be good. I think that's just why he hasn't been good, is they're kind of playing him out of position. But if they put him back there, they get him in the right spot, yeah, he's going to have a good year for sure.
I know they've had trouble with their defensive line in recent memory.
Defense in general, yeah, for sure.
But it looks, they got Yannick, Jonathan Hankins, and if Farrell, I think they can kind of shore it up. The linebackers are still bleep.
I like Nick Kwiatkowski, though.
But they got a young safeties, decent cornerbacks.
Yeah,
so.
Casey Hayward is a good ad.
Yeah. So.
But I do want to say, defensively, I'm going to give you some ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Team sacks, 29th. Points allowed, 30th. Third down defense, 30th. Takeaways, 30th. They don't get no turnovers. They can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. But I think they did shore up some important positions back there, so I don't think they'll be quite as bad.
Yeah. Hopefully. Where do you have them finishing this year?
What's that?
What record do you have them with?
I have them going 6-11.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah, that sounds about good to me. I think they stink. I mean, they've improved record-wise every year since John's gotten there, but they look like one of the worst NFL teams in my eyes in 2021. Unless they turn the card and give it to Mariota, yeah, they'll probably win a little bit more.
You got any bold?
Yeah, I do. I don't really feel good about any of them. I don't really like to do the Raiders, anything about them. But John Gruden gets fired, hopefully. Bryan Edwards emerges as the number one option at receiver. I guess number 2 behind Waller in the offense. Over Ruggs, over John Brown. That's pretty much about it. But Darren Waller's the GOAT, the ultimate mismatch. That's about it. What's your bold prediction?
I have several.
Okay.
One of them is Richie Incognito will shock the world and be the starting quarterback out of training camp.
I thought you were going to say he's going to shock the world and he's going to kill somebody.
No, but that one's probably more likely.
Yeah, maybe he was going to hug somebody.
Yeah, but I have him as starting
Would be
quarterback.
A bold prediction.
And then another one I have John Gruden poops on Monday Night Football.
On the field?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Like, his face gets really red. It's so bad. And it's like they're on the goal line, and Derek Carr throws a pick. And he called a running play, but Derek Carr audibled out. And he literally just turns around on the field and drops his pants and relieves himself on the field.
Oh, gosh.
On Monday Night Football on his old stomping grounds. Because he's just fed up with life.
He just drops it on the field?
Yeah, and just, acts like nothing happened. And he calls the ref over. He's like, hey, man, there's a poop on the field.
It's funny because I could, picture
I know.
John Gruden.
That's like the only coach I could picture just, dropping deuce on field. But in all honesty, my real bold prediction is the running back committee works successfully.
So Jacobs and Drake?
Yeah.
What do you have them doing?
They're the best duo. I'm going to say trio with Jalen Richard.
In the NFL?
Yeah, it's just a beautiful mix. They figure out a good rhythm for both of them. They got their roles, and it works really well, surprisingly.
Nothing good's going to work in Las Vegas.
Yeah, probably not, man.
It's okay, though, man. It's bold. That's what makes it bold. You don't have to believe it.
Yeah.
But it's true. It could happen. Never know. Never, ever know. I do think Kenyon Drake's going to take a lot of carries and touches away, so maybe it does work out. Where are we at? Where are we going?
We're going into the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, L.A.?
Formerly known as the San Diego Superchargers.
Man, I can smell that place from here.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate that they have 2 teams in L.A.
Yeah, something.
What do they get, 2 teams in every sport?
There's a lot of poop on the sidewalk.
Yeah, you ever been to Skid Row?
Yeah, I once lived there for a few.
I believe it.
Dog will hunt.
Let's see.
All right, man, break it down for the boys and the girls.
Let's do it. QB, Justin Herbert. Oh, a nice, solid backup in Chase Daniel. Running back, Austin Eckler. Justin Jackson, Joshua Kelly. Wide receiver, Keenan Allen. Mike Williams, Jalen Guyton. Josh Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
Draft pick, rookie. Tight end, Jared Cook. They got that solid rookie tackle, Rashawn Slater. They added Brian Beluga on that offensive line to shore it up, to help out Justin Herbert. On the defensive side, Linval Joseph, Joey Bosa, Kenneth Murray Jr., Chris Harris Jr., Darwin James Jr. You know, they got some studs on each level, man. How do you feel about this team and how they're made up?
Man, this team gives me a lot of emotions. Good, mostly. You know, after hitting a home run with Justin Herbert in 2020, they found another gem in the strap. Fell right in their lap in the first round, Rashawn Slater. He plugs in as the left tackle alongside Corey Linsley, you know, former Packer. You know, he's going to be their starting center. And suddenly this offensive line is very solid. You know, it's no longer a deficiency as it has been in the past with Phillip Rivers. It's very solid. Balaga, Lindsey, and Slater. Even Matt Feller. You know, that's a very sturdy line for the young quarterback in Herbert. They did lose Hunter Henry in free agency. Brought in Jared Cook, like you said. But they did draft Trey McKitty out of Georgia. Really good blocker, really good player. And I want to shout out Donald Parham Jr. Played in the XFL, 6'8", 6'9". Just ultimate weapon, very good. But I want to shine a light on the running back for a minute.
Go for it.
Do you think this is a solid or a light running back group? Like, how do you feel about Eckler around here in this offense? You like it?
I like Eckler. I don't know if he can handle a whole heap.
Do you trust like Justin Jackson or, you know, one of those guys behind him to
Not really.
step up?
Not really. I'd say it's a light running back core.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think Austin Eckler has the talent to be, you know, a great every down back.
Be more than a third down back.
Yeah, we saw he can run through the tackles. He gets chunk plays every time he touches the ball.
Yeah.
I just don't know if his body or his, you know, if he can withstand the beating that an every down back can.
We've seen it already how he's, you know, can't really stay healthy. So I don't know. I'm kind of worried about that. Eckler's going to get the ball a lot, but what do they have to complement Eckler? Their offense, you know, is ranked top 10 in yards per game, third down efficiency. We could see that be even better with them improving offensively. They're also in the sweepstakes for Julio Jones, so this could be a destination for him. I think that would be the best spot for Julio, for him, for his purposes, and for the Chargers. I think it would really boost them up. You know, you have Keenan Allen to be the guy, kind of on the inside doing things, and then to have Mike Williams and Julio would be kind of scary. And then defensively, he struggled kind of a little bit in a lot of major categories. And they struggled getting off the field on third down, one of the worst defensive teams on third downs. They lost Melvin Ingram. It's a big hole opposite of Joey Bosa. I'm not sure how they're going to fill it. I do like Uchenna Nwosu. And then they brought in Asante Samuel Jr. He's a good player. I know Aaron likes him a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think about the secondary? You think it's sturdy, or what are your thoughts on about it?
Well, yeah, we all know that Chris Harris Jr. is a great cornerback. Derwin James is a great safety. It's all about health with those two, though, man. Mm-hmm. They never seem to stay healthy. I think it was a great draft pick with Asante Samuel Jr. You know, he can be a good asset to this team. But I think, you know, the key is Kenneth Murray, man, becoming the leader on that defense. You know, being a cornerstone, being a reliable linebacker. You know, he's a studly man. Joey Bosa getting after the quarterback and things of that. Like, I think, you know, they've improved on the defense. I don't think it'll be as Swiss cheesy. My worry for this team is, you know, they have a great wide receiver duo. And a good tight end. You know, they have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. They're going to be amazing. You know, I don't know. I saw a little bit of Jalen Guyton last year, really a deep ball specialist. My worry is the depth at wide receiver.
Hey, watch out, Josh Palmer.
Yeah, they have Josh Palmer, but, you know, Tyron Johnson, Joe Reed, Donald Parham Jr., Jason Moore, Austin Proel, Trey McKitty, like this. If they get it, and Keenan's not the healthiest guy, Mike Williams ain't the healthiest guy. These guys behind him look like they, you know, they sell sweet buns on the weekend. It's not very reassuring. Makes me worried. But, if they can stay healthy, that's a solid, group wide receivers. And that's a big part of the defense as well as injury history with Joey Bosa, Kenneth Murray. I mentioned, Chris Harris and Derwin James. But
yeah, keep an eye on Derwin James coming off that injury season, man. He's a first-team All-Pro as a rookie in 2018. He played just 5 games the last 2 years. But when he's healthy, he's a difference maker. One of the best safeties in the whole league. He's the X factor for me on this team. Derwin James and his health. If he's healthy, he kind of takes his defense to the next level. Kind of helps them make a run in this division. And you mentioned it. Their weapons, they got to stay healthy. Not much depth, and you need weapons for Herbert. We need him to avoid the sophomore slump.
You have any more gems of knowledge we can give the people about the Chargers?
No, I just want to ask you one question.
See.
Is Justin Herbert a one-hit wonder, or is he the real deal?
Well, that goes with I'll just do my bold prediction now.
Okay.
I think he goes through a sophomore slump, unfortunately.
So
it happens to the best of them. So I'm not saying, he has his trajectory is just going to continue to go down. I'm saying it'll dip because he had an amazing rookie year, man.
For sure.
It's kind of hard for him to replicate that. And now that defenses are, tuned in to what he's capable of, I think they'll be keen on him and know his tendencies, know what he's doing. So I think he takes a sophomore slump, which, but I think in the long run he will be a very good quarterback in the NFL for a very long time.
Where do you have them finishing record-wise?
8-9.
Oh, wow. So you have them taking not really improving much, huh?
Nope.
Is that because of the sophomore slump?
Correct.
Interesting.
Thank you. What about you?
I have them going 12-5.
Holy bark.
Yeah, they improved. I don't think they got worse. We've been mentioning it. Derwin James is back. Joey Bosa's healthy. Rashawn Slater. Brought in Jared Cook. Really didn't lose much. You just getting your health back. Herbert's a freak.
So you have Herbert just continue to ascend to elite quarterback status.
Yeah, I don't think he falls off. I think he proves he's a real deal. No sophomore slump. He's going to have games, obviously, but if his offensive weapons are healthy, I do not see him stepping back. But my bold prediction, I think the Chargers make the playoffs for the 3rd time since 2009. Derwin James makes his all-pro appearance again as a first-teamer. And then their coach, Brandon Staley, a guy I have been wanting to mention that we're about to get into. I think he wins the Coach of the Year. Going off that, Brandon Staley, same age as Mike Tomlin was when he had his first year in Pittsburgh, 35 years old. He spent 3 years as the outside linebacker coach, 2 in Chicago, 1 in Denver. And then last year he served as the Rams defensive coordinator. But if you go back to those teams I mentioned, Chicago, 2007 and 2018, and Denver in 2019. Chicago, Khalil Mack as an outside linebacker. He made him a freak. Denver, Von Miller, absolute monster. You got to remember, this guy was the outside linebacker coach, so he was hands-on with these guys here. And then he goes to the Rams in 2020 as the defensive coordinator. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey ascend to first team All-Pro players. All 4 of those guys I mentioned were first-team All-Pro players under Brandon Staley. Rams last year were the number 1 total defense, number 1 passing defense, and the number 1 scoring defense. 3rd in the rushing defense. So what I'm trying to say is anywhere this Brandon Staley guy goes, he makes the players very good. And I expect that to happen in Los Angeles this year. You mentioned the personnel there may not be the best group, but they got very athletic players at every position. defensively, if they can step up and be really, really good, I think this team could definitely win 12 games.
12-5.
Yeah. I'm banking on this Brandon Staley guy. That bold prediction as Coach of the Year, like I kind of believe it, man.
Hey, believe it, brother, man. All right, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Forget What You Heard. Next time we be speaking, we be talking about the NFC divisions, baby. So hold on to your hats. It's going to be a wild ride. And thanks for the support. We love you guys. You guys mean a lot to us. Have a great evening. Peace, love, and happiness.
We be talking
about